Welcome to the home of WWE News Rumors and Gossip in real time. Click the bell, subscribe, and turn on all notifications today. Don't forget to become a channel member and send a super thanks donation below. And now, your host. He is the most consistent and dedicated in YouTube history, Seanzviewent.
The turmoil in the WWE is absolutely real. The heat, the hatred, whatever word, whatever synonym you want to use. Viewers, fans, and subscribers, we bring WWE news and rumors for you hourly around the clock because we care about the viewers, the fans, and the subscribers because you are the one that brought Seanzviewent to the dance. I applaud you for clicking, commenting, liking, agreeing, or disagreeing. As long as you bring it to me, that's all that matters to this very show. Even though I deal with the death threats, even though I deal with the swatting every day to this channel, the squatting, the farting, everything that happens, I am still here because I believe in the viewers, the fans, the subscribers, and I will go full bore, and I'll get that green light to go, 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 because I don't know anything else but to do that. But we start off this episode with sadness. We started off with horribleness. We started off with a shock. We do start it off with a shock, ladies and gentlemen. This is not the kind of thing I like to talk about. This is not the kind of thing I like to address, but it has to be said because it is in the news, in the rumors, it is the headlines. And this star, this legend, this athlete, this former multi-time world champion has won it all. Some say he's done it all. Although he has never main evented or headlined a WrestleMania. But that's not what he would be remembered for anyways. Ladies and gentlemen, former WWE, former WCW, former TNA star has announced that they have skin cancer. According to the dirt sheets, the websites, and newsletters, and according to the person, the individual themselves, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, has announced he has cancer, and it is a skin cancer, kind of like what Jim Ross dealt with several years ago, skin cancer, but Jim Ross now has another type of cancer, and it's one of those things that sometimes if you catch it early, if you catch it soon, you can beat it, you can treat it. And even though Ric Flair has been surrounded in controversy with Jim Ross over the last couple of weeks or so, you never want to see a man have any sort of cancer, whether it be skin, whether it be whatever cancer. Literally the worst thing that you could get. The worst thing that you could get health-wise, right? Literally is the worst thing. But ladies and gentlemen, we're also receiving word that a brand new update is coming out as concerns this weekend's WWE events, PLEs, the festivities going on this weekend, because according to the dirt sheets, the websites, and the newsletters, and I am working on this pivotal story right now, a former WWE champion will return at Worlds Collide. Now, I've been working on this story all day, and now we may have a name to go with the story. But before we do that, Mercedes Moné, the former Sasha Banks, has won yet another championship. She can add yet another title to her resume. At the NJPW Resurgence event in May, AEW's TBS Women's Champion Mercedes Moné lost the NJPW Strong Women's title. However, she has now won another title in place of that. Mercedes Moné won the EWA European Wrestling Association Women's title at the Praterkaschen event in Vienna, Austria. She defeated Alexa Vello and Mila Schmidt to win the title. An ex-user has provided, ex-user or Twitter, whichever you want to call it, has provided the image. And ladies and gentlemen, there she is in all her glory, the new champion, Mercedes Moné. There she is, viewers, fans, and subscribers. Mercedes Moné holds all the following belts, or currently held, or did hold: the AEW TBS Women's title, the Rev Pro Women's Championship. She is a 2025 Women's Owen Hart Cup Tournament champion, can't be defended. And now the EWA Women's Champion. It's the second time in 3 years that I have been dealing with cancer, says the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Man, every time you see Flair, he's got these random gashes on his forehead or black eyes. He needs to calm down. The post quickly spread with many fans expressing worry over Flair's condition. Conrad Thomas, Flair's son-in-law and longtime podcast co-host, responded to the speculation on X. He has skin cancer removed, but go on. Ric Flair tweeted that he never had cancer of any kind. I'm sorry people have been mixed by social media, but I don't have cancer of any kind. Thank you for the concerns. And for everyone reaching out, I am absolutely fine. And unfortunately, you'll have to live and put up with me for another 25 years. But in an update now, it has been clarified because there's been a lot of confliction, a lot of back and forth here. The Nature Boy does have skin cancer. Speaking exclusively to People magazine, the 76-year-old said this is the second time in 3 years that he has dealt with the disease. I will be undergoing treatment next week. Flair had initially denied having cancer in a post on X. He chose to keep the news private until he felt ready. Now that he's shared the diagnosis, he also thanked fans for the support. He says, I appreciate your concerns. Now, your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions on the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. So now Ric Flair knows exactly what Jim Ross is dealing with his cancer. Wow, now this is major, guys. In my opinion, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, WWE champion in SmackDown history. Ladies and gentlemen, according to PW Insider, in an all-new explosive backstage update, John Bradshaw Layfield, JBL, will return to WWE programming at this Saturday's Worlds Collide event. While his role isn't known yet, the former WWE champion also appeared at the May 31st AAA event where Del Rio was defeated for the AAA Mega Championship. Your thoughts and your comments on the return of JBL to WWE at Worlds Collide. The Rock and WWE have a falling out. Yes, according to those that know, and involved in getting the Rock ready and prepared for his in-ring return, according to those that know, things didn't go as smoothly as planned. It was shared an update about a travel miscommunication between The Rock and WWE that delayed their scheduled training. There's a whole backstory that we arrived on Monday night. Tuesday was supposed to be day one, and then Tuesday was day two, and Thursday if we needed it. It was explained. We got there on Monday. On the Tuesday, I didn't know what happened, and I don't want to start any rumors here, but there was a bit of a falling out about you come pick me up in your private plane. No. You come pick me up. I'll be here. You come get me. So Tuesday was scrapped. They couldn't get off the runway. They said there was a problem with the plane. And then myself, Mark, and Joe just got a free day in Los Angeles where we just got to be tourists. Hit the gym, went down the pier. It was a fantastic day. It was made clear that he didn't know all the behind-the-scenes details, but offers his own take on the situation. To be honest, I think it was just someone big-leaguing the other one. I think it was a case of, no, I don't drive to you. You collect me. That's the way I think it was. But regardless, the boys and I got a free day in L.A. All three members were released from the WWE on May 2nd, 2025. Teddy Long reveals what R-Truth told him after his WWE departure. And reportedly, and according to Teddy Long, R-Truth is actually satisfied. R-Truth is actually happy that he left the WWE. The Rock allegedly wants Brian Jurich to replace Triple H. And ladies and gentlemen, according to the dirt sheets, the websites, and the newsletters, and according to many fans online, the hatred is so real for Charlotte Flair. And again, nobody wants to wish releases on anybody or pink slips or have any superstars fired and be out of a job and be jeopardizing their future. But the hate, the criticism, the backlash is so real for Charlotte Flair. And I don't even think Ric Flair got this kind of hate when he was a heel, when he was a bad guy. That fans are calling for the release, that some fans are hoping that WWE releases Charlotte Flair. And why are they doing this? Well, because WWE have been releasing veterans like Carlito, like R-Truth, like The Miz has been rumored to be released from the WWE. Is Charlotte Flair going to be next? Do you want Charlotte Flair released? Is Charlotte Flair one of the veterans that should be gone from WWE? Well, your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions, because this is the place to be. Will Charlotte Flair be released from the company? Have we seen the last of Charlotte Flair on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT? MJF backstage reputation in AEW has improved after a turbulent past year. So it seems like MVP is in the crosshairs in a good way, in a positive way. MJF. Well, MJF and MVP goes together because they're on the same team at the same time. Claire Lynch actress Julia really found dead in Orlando home. Oh my God. Viewers, fans, and subscribers, this is massive. Julia Raleigh, best known to wrestling fans as Claire Lynch from one of TNA's most notorious storylines, has tragically passed away. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Riley died 2 months ago in Orlando. Her body was discovered in her home after she failed to show up for a scheduled event. It's believed she died of natural causes. She was working as Olive Oil at the Universal Studios at the time, was hired by TNA to portray Lynch, a woman who, according to the storyline, had an affair with AJ Styles and was supposedly pregnant with his child. The angle, orchestrated by Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian, became a major plot point in 2012 and drew major backlash from fans once her real identity was uncovered. Once fans found out who she was, the harassment got intense. She received personal attacks across her online platforms, including her website, YouTube, and others. The heat became unbearable, and she abruptly stepped away from the storyline. A week later, the angle ended with a legal statement from the Lynch character lawyer stating that AJ Styles wasn't the father and Lynch was never pregnant. Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions. TKO issues a memo on Donald Trump's travel ban as WWE and UFC are bracing for an impact. What are your thoughts and comments on Donald Trump, who is a WWE Hall of Famer? Karrion Kross announces he signed a new deal, but not with WWE. And again, there's been a lot of question, there's been a lot of doubt, there's been a lot of catastrophe surrounding Karrion Kross, and the feeling is that he might be gone. He may be removed from the WWE for summer 2025. Apollo Crews graduates college with honors at age 37 years old. But some would say that's so old. That's too old. Viewers, fans, and subscribers. Last-minute match has been revealed and unveiled for the June 6th, tonight's WWE SmackDown The Blue brand. A last-minute match has been revealed, and that we'll see. Aleister Black will go one-on-one with LA Knight in a major showdown live from Bakersfield, California. Is LA Knight going to continue to get buried? Is he going to continue to get lost in the shuffle? Is LA Knight going to continue to get the shaft from WWE management? I can almost feel it coming. Kevin Owens reveals that he is working with several specialists after his neck injury, and it is very real, it is very surreal, it is very shocking, and there's a lot of question, there's even a lot of doubt if Kevin Owens will ever return to WWE. And if he doesn't, if Kevin Owens can't return to WWE due to his health, what will be the next step? What will be the future of KO Kevin Owens in World Wrestling Entertainment? Before all of this, he was set for a major program, a huge match, the Spectacle of Spectacles at WrestleMania with the Viper, Randy Orton. There is now former ROH talent announces retirement from wrestling after a 23-year career. Brian Morales is hanging up his boots after more than 2 decades in the ring. We wish him the best after 23 years. Shotzi Blackheart officially a free agent after her exit from the WWE. Now here's a girl that had a great character, a great persona. She could have went far in the WWE, but the WWE powers that be just did not want to push Shotzi Blackheart and take Shotzi to the next step. What are your thoughts on one Shotzi Blackheart? Robert Stone threatens to fire 80% of TNA roster if he wins control at TNA against all odds. As you can see, there is a lot on the line at that TNA pay-per-view when Santino Marella is putting it all on the line, his job on the line against Robert Stone. TNA Wrestling interested in former WWE star following their release, and that would be Cedric Alexander. Do you want to see Cedric Alexander go to TNA? Also, coming through on the Brash and the Brazen, Ricochet claims that he'd have The Rock and Roman Reigns in catering if they joined AEW. John's oh my, The Rock and Roman Reigns, if they were in AEW, they would be in catering. That's a good one. Santino Marella vows to mangle Robert Stone if his back holds up at TNA against all odds. Elijah hopes to reunite with Elias and Ezekiel someday. Elijah blasts WWE creative limits, but credit TNA for letting him be real. What do you think your thoughts, your comments on Elias in World Wrestling Entertainment. We're also receiving word at this time that a star, a former WWE champion, a huge star, a man that's made an impact, although this man has been questioned, has been doubted, there's been a lot about circulation. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that may have not saw or heard in my last video, The Miz is set to take time off WWE television. Yes, The Miz taking time off from WWE TV. When he's going to return, we may not know. We may see The Miz tonight on SmackDown for the final time in a very long time. R-Truth's post WWE future is heating up with TNA interest. Ribble reveals tumor surgery and long recovery after AEW TV absence. Also coming through on Sean's freaking view. WWE star Uriah Connors suffers a chipped tooth and hole in tongue after a brutal contest, a brutal match. Just like that, heat is intensifying. It's a scorcher. It's hotter than hell outside. It's summertime, almost, but it feels like it's deep into the summer. Here on Sean'sview, there is no blues. There is no contusions. There is no boo-hoo. We are just going to go through. If you smell what Sean's view is cooking, subscribe. And if you don't know, now you know. Now you know. Toe to toe, we rock. We freaking roll. Subscribe.